was 5 years old in Bucktown, Maryland. Went into slavery, I was sent. I tell you of the beatings and of the fightings. In my 93 years I spent, I helped a field hand make a run for freedom. When my 15th year came rolling around, the God, he caught him in a little store in a little village slavery town. On a bundle of rags in our log cabin, my mother, she ministered to my needs. It was there I swore I'd give my life's blood just to fight to set my people free. In 44 I married John Tubman. I loved him well till 49, but he would not come and fight beside me, so I left him there behind. I slept in barn lofts and in haystacks. I stayed with my people in slavery shacks. They said I died by the boss man's bullet, but I said I can't turn back. The sun was shining in the early morning when I finally came to my free state line. I pinched myself to see if I was dreaming. I just could not believe my eyes. I went back home and I got my parents. I loaded them into a butt-board hack. We crossed 6 states and other slaves followed, and up to Canada we made our tracks. When we faced the guns of lightning and the thunder broke our sleep, after we faced the bloody red storms, it was dead men that we reaped. Yeah, we faced the zigzag lightning, but it was worth the price we paid. When the thunder rumbled over, slavery was in his grave. Come and sit beside my deathbed. I will sing some spirited songs on my way to a greater union. Now my 93 years are gone. Yeah, we faced the zigzag lightning, but it was worth the price we paid. When the thunder rumbled over, slavery was in his grave. Come and sit beside my deathbed. I will sing some spirited songs on my way to a greater union. Now my 93 years are gone.
Welcome to the 3rd Annual Ebon Dooley Arts and Justice Awards. I'm your co-host, Rosina Shiraz-Gilani. I'm the founder and director of ATL Radical Art. You can learn more about us and our programming on our website, www.atlradicalart.com, or on social media at ATL Radical Art.
And I am your co-host, Kwame Abernathy, the youngest son of civil rights legends Juanita Jones Abernathy and Reverend Dr. Ralph David Abernathy. Born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. As I say, I actually really am from Atlanta.
The Ebon Dooley Art and Justice Awards recognize individuals or organizations that demonstrate visionary leadership to organize people to become involved in actions that influence the issues impacting their lives. This award is given and named as a gift in honor of ArtsXchange founder Ebon Dooley.
Ebon Dooley is a name taken by Leo Hale, born in Milan, Tennessee, a small farming community. He attended Fisk University in Nashville and entered Columbia Law School as a regional honors scholar at the age of 25 and graduated in 1967. Ebon Dooley was a longtime advocate of fair distribution of wealth, promoting tolerance, freedom, and equality for all. He led with the spirit of grassroots movement for collective action in pursuit of economic and social justice. He understood that these interconnected movements provided for the opportunity of creative expression and community building and empowerment.
It is in this spirit that the ArtsXchange is proud to celebrate the 3rd annual Ebon Dooley Art and Justice Awards in recognition of 5 women who demonstrate the extraordinary ability to creatively lead, empower, organize, and involve the community to improve social and economic justice issues that impact the lives of communities they serve.
Judy Conder is a local, independent social justice activist and self-taught documentary filmmaker. Judy's subjects for the past 14 years have been grassroots activists in and around the Atlanta area. She also films and posts extensive one-on-one person interviews. Judy delivers an online list of area social justice activities daily, and she continues to demonstrate for Black Lives Matter twice a week, even in the age of COVID-19. Judy's activism in Atlanta began in 2006, protesting U.S. involvement in the Iraq War. She is an original Atlanta grandmother for peace, was arrested in March of 2008 with 9 other women who sat in a U.S. Army recruiting center in Midtown to bring more public awareness to mounting U.S. soldier fatalities from the Iraq War. Since 2018, she has assisted the Grannies Respond, Abuelas Responden movement across the United States, including Atlanta Transit Angels, a group of 50 local volunteers that meets bus riders from Central and South America, providing them with interpretation assistance, food, water, clothes, snacks, blankets, diapers, feminine hygiene, government information. COVID has shut this service down since March of 2020. Judy has traveled to the US-Mexican border, filmed the original Abuelas Responden caravan from Brooklyn, New York, that stopped in Montgomery, Alabama, and done personal interviews with leaders.
It is my pleasure to congratulate our first honoree, Judy Condor, recipient of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Bridge Builder Award.
First of all, I want to thank the ArtsXchange for honoring me with this award. And I want to thank all my viewers, all the people who have viewed my videos over the years, and the people who have responded and encouraged me along the way. In the 14 years of shooting video, I have met the most incredible community. People with passion for peace, social justice, racial equality, immigration, healthcare, women's rights, voter rights, gun control, environment, and much more. It's been a privilege to have been influenced by this community, and I have formed valuable friendships as a result of it. So I would like to thank the activist community for their die-ins, for their sit-ins, for their marches, for their protests of all kinds, for their speeches, for their press conferences, for their acts of civil disobedience, which was my most favorite thing to shoot. Those actions have been the content of my videos. So may there be more actions and may there be more videos. But now we are living in turbulent times, and many of us are tired, and all of us are older. And for that reason, I call upon and I hope that the creative community will come out and help us. So I call upon the poets. I call upon the songwriters and the singers and the musicians. And I call upon the choreographers and the dancers and the speech writers and the orators and the script writers and the filmmakers and the visual artists to come out and join our struggle for justice and equality. Because the creative artist can give us the energy and inspiration to continue to move forward. Thank you.
Sarah Oso. At Georgia Tech, she is a self-supporting student working multiple jobs while also being a successful student. Sarah was a walk-on stamp scholar in 2017, Georgia Tech's most prestigious and competitive scholarship program. She was selected from a highly competitive pool as one of that year's 3 recipients. Since that time, Sarah's continued to thrive. She's particularly committed to social justice work and is an advocate for other women and minorities, working with the Diamond Campaign and at the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights, and for an immigration attorney. Sarah plans to attend law school. As both a lawyer and a writer, Sarah will have many avenues in which to create change in our world.
It is my pleasure to congratulate our next honoree, Sarah Oso, recipient of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Emerging Leader Award.
Thank you so much to the ArtsXchange program for this honor and for the opportunity to be able to highlight the impact of art in our communities. I'd love to share a few words. We hear the phrase, "The revolution begins at the home." And even though it sounds quite simple, it's a sentiment that's aged well this year, not only because we're quarantined, but also because it's impossible to ignore the surge of events and transformation we're seeing. Revolution begins at the home. We think of revolution as change, right? History has shown us that revolution is influence. And then you have the idea of the home. And the home is all the spaces we call ours, the spaces in which we experience joy, where we grieve, where we rest, where we lay ourselves down or face ourselves. In a poetic sense, the home is, in fact, something that is in each of us. It's wherever or whatever it is that we return to. And if that's true, then I think it's important to remember that we as humans, we take stories home with us. We feel them, take them in, bring them back. We may share or leave bits and pieces behind. Sometimes they stick to us, they cling to us, or we can't forget them, can't quite shake them. They go to bed with us and we express stories. We plant them like seeds. Either way, story goes wherever we go, and story enters whatever it is we are calling home. That's a powerful idea, friends, because if we know that the revolution begins at the home and we explore more this kinship between the home and story, then we begin to think of storytelling a little bit differently. The ways in which we share story through communion and through art are no longer a luxury that we can go without. They become essential. Storytelling gives us a way to illuminate an experience without repeating it. Story is resistance, an actual instrument of change. And that is a lot of power to wield. But as born storytellers, it's a power that's in each of us inherently that we deserve. We choose how we use this power and when. And most essentially, we choose why. So, in the same spirit of Mr. Ebon Dooley, who served and worked tirelessly to accentuate the importance of art as change, I would like to invite you all to be just as deliberate. As I say this, I have the state of our country in mind, the Black Lives Matter movement, the injustices happening at the borders and in our offices, innocent lives we have lost. I'm thinking of the torchbearers and change makers we've had to say goodbye to this year and over the years, and the way that conversation and story and art and community keep their spirits of change here and marching. I invite you to be just as intentional about the home you are constructing. Make room for story. Keep doing it. It's needed. I believe we can honor through witnesses, and we as artists are worthy to create and worthy to be witnessed. We are revolutionaries, so a lot of the time, what comes out of us and from us is even more dynamic than what we'd imagine. Thank you once again to Ms. Carolyn Renee and the ArtsXchange program for having me. Big thank you to the ArtsXchange funders and to Ms. Alice Lovelace as well. And to all watching from the screens and all who continue to support me, I appreciate it. Thank you, stay safe, and please, if you are able, be sure to vote this fall.
Here to help us pay tribute to our 2020 Ebon Dooley awardees is Miss Clark Atlanta University, Amiya Crockrom.
Can you, with freedom calling me to
Adelina's leadership, volunteers and a few staff have built the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights, GLAHR, into an effective statewide grassroots organization that has educated, organized, and mobilized tens of thousands of immigrants to fight for their human rights. GLAHR, in alliance with others, has successfully defeated numerous anti-immigrant pieces of legislation in the Georgia legislature and organized some of the largest marches and protests in recent Atlanta history. That fight has been inspired and driven by Adelina Nicholls. The effectiveness of its campaign to create a culture of resistance in response to the draconian oppression of the Immigration and Customs Services, ICE, at the Stewart Detention Center and into the community is driven by Adelina's courage and strategy. The recognition by this award of GLAHR's and Adelina Nicholls' achievements is well deserved. Under her leadership, GLAHR is a respected partner with numerous other community organizations, including labor unions, other immigrant populations, Black Lives Matter, faith-based organizations, and anti-war movements. Their members can be seen at demonstrations against police killings and protests.
It is my pleasure to congratulate Adelina Nicholls, recipient of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Social Justice Champion Award.
My name is Adelina Nicholls. I am the Executive Director of the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights. I want to give thanks to all of you, but also I would like to give thanks to community members that have participated in these pieces of art and that represent the struggles that we are facing every day. And the art has been a piece of a manifestation of the need of vindication for all the civil rights, human rights abuses that we are facing every single day. Without our community members, without the hands of those that are being creative and their labor to do the pieces of art, I wouldn't be here. So I want to thank them, but also to thank the ArtsXchange for this honor, for this great award, and very proudly I receive under the name of my organization, but as well under the name of my community. Thank you.
Oronike Odeleye is making changes. She led the work on the #MuteRKelly campaign that helped to take down an entertainment giant and brought attention to human trafficking and sexual predators who use fame and money to dominate, imprison, and abuse countless women. Committed to changing the fate of so many young women of her generation, Oronike committed herself to the #MuteRKelly campaign. She worked to get 14 R. Kelly concerts canceled, held protest rallies in 8 cities, and had his music downgraded from streaming platforms and banned from many radio stations across the nation. You can see her featured in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. She lectures on sexual abuse in the Black community at institutions nationwide, including Morehouse College, Norfolk State University, and Princeton University.
It is my pleasure to congratulate Oronike Odeleye, recipient of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Changemaker Award.
Thank you so much to the ArtsXchange for this wonderful award. It's so important to me, and it feels wonderful to be recognized by an organization that's as important as the ArtsXchange is in our community. Just having been around for decades doing really important work for Atlanta arts community, I truly appreciate it. and especially as it's named for Ebon Dooley, who was such a wonderful person and an important activist, and who I knew personally and had such great memories with, and I just am truly honored to receive an award in his name. So thank you guys so much for this. I'm really, really touched, and I'm very honored.
We honor the contributions of our 2020 awardees for their powerful work and for inspiring each of us to speak to the heart of art and justice through the power of words. Join me in welcoming scholar, musician, revolutionary, and our very own ATL Radical Art member, Dontay Wimberly, in a word, sound, power tribute to our 2020 Ebon Dooley honorees.
It's about seeing long term, seeing a vision, understanding that nothing really worthwhile happens overnight. Just sticking to your script long enough to make something real happen. Laying a brick.
No homeland, no security, no borders, no patrols. The only ice we need to kinda keep your wrist froze. When the budget get disclosed and the frauds get exposed, can't hold your nose and hope it all implodes. Say it's an insurrection, the organized need to act, and then they get suppressed through the Insurrection Act. You broke the social contract, we don't want no contact, no negotiation, been patient, now we beyond that. Signals, we beyond that, better encrypt your chat. Are they listening when you at the top of the stack? Said they didn't listen, now we gotta grab the gas and treat us like we gnats. Put a bullet through your hat, say it's for the blood and soil, and we gotta check your purity. This is not your homeland and you have no security. War for South China, blood in the Red Sea. Escaped the epicenter but got hit by the debris. No homeland, no security, no borders, no patrols. The only ice we need to kinda keep your wrist froze. When the budget get disclosed and the frauds get exposed, can't hold your nose, I hope it all implodes. What does the Defense Department defend you from? We sell most of the weapons, our soldiers is the ones walking through streets with all the guns. Say it's for your protection, that's why we gave you the funds. And then send in the fleet, more defeats than it repeats. And if you saw the receipts, then I know that you'd be stunned. The son that was shunned, then he tried to find the path. Wanted father's affection, all he got was father's wrath. The path was filled with apathy, they clap for me, then clap at me. Remove me from the faculty, then they spin the facts, then try to confuse my faculties. From sea to shining sea, blood in the Red Sea. Escaped the epicenter but got hit by the debris. No homeland, no security, no borders, no patrols. The only ice we need to kinda keep your wrist froze. When the budget get disclosed and the frauds get exposed, can't hold your nose, I hope it all implodes. Wanna talk to me about violence, let's have a moment of silence. Your heart beating when you hear the sirens. Simon says sin, can't control the heathen within, but amongst brothers it's thin. When we were nobody wins, and we destroy each other, so we need a Leviathan. I'll take it as my assignment. I own the task of keeping peace, finally putting down your peace, settle beef, it's a sweet release. And those who cause trouble eventually be released. Took the money out my pockets, it's a fee, but we got fleeced. They the ones arresting you, supposed to be protecting you. Asking social programs, so what you paying taxes to? Down the barrel, if I see you, your tag is medieval. What's a burn building to a starving people? And policies they institute, think tanks and institutes. Testing my resolve with resolutions, I stay resolute. Caesar ain't want the throne, it's owned by all the earls. The face that launched 1,000 shit, my Achilles a girl. We faked the comeback, the route was really a curl. This war is how we share all of our greatness with the world.
Elisabeth Omilami was born Elisabeth Williams, daughter of Hosea and Juanita Williams, a child who grew to adulthood active in the civil rights movement. After graduating college, she founded the People's Survival Theater. When her father passed, Mrs. Elisabeth Omilami and her husband, Afemo Omilami, turned from New York and returned home to solidify her father's legacy. Elisabeth Omilami is the president and CEO of Hosea Feed the Hungry and Homeless, one of Atlanta's most historic human services organizations, founded in 1971 by Hosea Williams. Under their leadership, Hosea Feed the Hungry and Homeless has expanded to a year-round, human services organization with programs that touch over 180,000 people annually. She oversees the Homeless Prevention Program, helping place thousands of families in permanent housing. Hosea Feeds is the largest food bank in the region, supporting families directly with job placement services, rental assistance, and other economic empowerment services.
It is my pleasure to congratulate Elisabeth Omilami, recipient of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Economic Justice Champion Award.
Well, I want to thank the ArtsXchange, and certainly I have a history with the ArtsXchange. 30 years ago, my daughter was taking dance and visual arts at the ArtsXchange. And as a result of her training, she went on to win Governor's Honors Awards in visual arts and is still dancing to this day. I can say that I produced my first play that I directed at the ArtsXchange over 30 years ago. It was a hot mess, but it was the beginning. And so to me, the ArtsXchange is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And it proves that even if you kill the dreamer, the dream cannot be killed. That the dream goes on. It has a life of its own. It is a living entity in and of itself, and so must justice be. Because mercy without justice is a travesty. So I'm receiving the Economic Justice Award. And those are two words that you really don't often hear put together, economic and justice. In the work that I do at Hosea Feed the Hungry, the economic portion of this award is certainly something that I see every day. People, hard-working people that are struggling. Even now, we're giving out rent assistance to working people. If you live in the city of Atlanta, you can get up to $3,000 in rent assistance. It's because there is no economic justice. We have many people sitting in their homes and apartments who want to start their own business, who are very skilled at what they do, but they can't get a bank loan. They can't get the funds that they need to even get their own building because there is no economic justice. This country has never had economic justice for BIPOC people, Black, Indigenous people of color. And certainly as artists, that is a story we have to tell. As an artist, activist, minister, mother, grandmother, wife, auntie, boss, which I meant all of those things, we have to realize that Martin Luther King, before he died, was going to focus on economic justice in this country. So my charge to you is to find out how you are going to be economically independent. So you don't have to stand by the door and wait for anybody to give you anything, because you'll have your own. How will you get your own? And what will you do that will make a difference in this world for the thousands of people who will never get the opportunities that you have? So please join me Friday nights at 6 o'clock on Facebook, where you can hear a lot more of Elisabeth Omilami. But until then, I just want to give you this charge. When you get too big to do the little things, then you're too little to do the big things. Find a way to be the leader you're waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. It has been a pleasure and an honor to be your co-host along with Kwame. I'm grateful to the ArtsXchange for inviting me into their family, and I look forward to sharing space with this year's new honorees.
I'd like to thank the members and board members of the ArtsXchange, my co-host, Rosina, and everyone else fighting in the struggle. The alarm is ringing. It is our duty to answer the call.
Thank you for attending the 3rd Annual Ebon Dooley Art and Justice Awards. The ArtsXchange is located at 2148 Noonan Street in East Point, Georgia, and operates from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Masks are required and social distancing guidelines are practiced. You may also visit us at artsexchange.org for a complete list of the 2020 Ebon Dooley Art and Justice Awardees, and learn more about our virtual programs and current gallery exhibition, Signs of the Time, documenting the power of the people 1960 until now, where we're highlighting 5 generations of photographers and featuring photographer Jim Alexander. Thank you again for attending the 3rd Annual Ebon Dooley Art and Justice Awards.